Hi everyone, I wanted to create a video for you to talk a bit about Appendix A in the Words Their Way book, which is one of your two options for your assessment this week. And I know that you have familiarity with the developmental spelling inventories, but that we've not done one of these before. Although if you think back to your observations of Haley, we have done a checklist where we've observed behaviors, but not a written checklist where we're looking at a piece of writing. So I just wanted to quickly go over the fact that we are looking at page 316 in Words Their Way. And this is the piece of text that we're going to analyze here. Last week I was playing with my friend and I don't know if it's semmed. I don't know if it meant send, wed for the pet. So I'm not quite sure. I'm going to make the assumption that this was supposed to be send, because that's really the only word that probably would make sense here in the context of the sentence. And I don't know unless she meant, and they said Wednesday for the pet. So we have really two options for what this word could be. This is a piece of Lily's writing, obviously from a while ago, and we will analyze this to determine what her developmental spelling level is using this qualitative spelling checklist. So it's pretty obvious as we look at this that she is no longer in the emergent stage, because we have text that we can read, and I think we'll begin our look then in the letter name stage. So yes, salient sounds were represented. Let's take a look for blends and digraphs, either represented partially or fully. So I've circled some of the blends and the digraphs. Let's take a peek. So last would be an example of a consonant blend that is complete with a vowel. We have play at the beginning of playing, which is a consonant blend, and it is also complete. We have a consonant digraph with the TH in both with, although the medial vowel is inaccurate. We also have it at the beginning of the word they, and we see the vowel here is misspelled, although clearly in the word they, it looks like they, it sounds like an A, but we know it is an E, so the vowel is incorrect there. And that is, oh, and one more. We have a lot of THs here for consonant digraphs. So I think we can say here that is fully developed, that we do have blends and digraphs. Are there logical vowel substitutions? And we can see here that yes, if there is a vowel, we have weck for week. So we don't have what we're seeing more in the within word stage this week. We don't have that consonant vowel consonant to make the long E sound. So she has a vowel, and it is the correct vowel. She just doesn't have two of them to make the long vowel sound. Playing, she does have the long vowel sound there, strangely, and that is a more challenging combination or pattern to make that long A sound, that A and the Y is really acting as another vowel there. Plus she's added a suffix here, and we have the entire word spelled correctly. Weth for with, again, logical substitution there. Friend, think about the phonetic spelling, it is fer and end. That I really is something that we'll find has appeared in there in previous times, but no longer really applies. They send. So it really looks like, yes, when it comes to it and we're looking here, we do have logical vowel substitutions. In fact, we're more at this late letter name stage where they are spelled correctly. Short vowels, yes, are spelled correctly. And is there an M or an N included in the front of other consonants? So here, interestingly enough, let's go back to that word send, which I think has to be send, again, given the context of the word. And if another person is watching this and can come up with another logical meaning for this, please let me know. But we know that these are those preconsonantal nasals that we talked about in the letter name stage. So, but instead of the ND, we know that the preconsonantal nasals are either M's or N's. So it's interesting that her substitution is an M for send. So send. She's working on this, but it looks like maybe this is something that she would still be struggling with. So I don't know that I could say there is one in front of it, but she certainly has not mastered it. So let's see. I would say that definitively now this sample would be of someone who is at the end of the letter name stage. But let's see. Can we say that she is in the within word stage? So are long vowel sounds in single syllable words used but confused? So we have play, which is one that she used and did not confuse, but weak is another one. They, a strange one that really doesn't follow a pattern, it's one of those ambiguous ones, is a bit wrong there. So we don't have a lot of evidence of that, but I would say based on what I see here, no, I think she's using but confusing her long vowel sounds right now. And yes, the common consonant digraphs and blends are spelled correctly. Are common vowel sounds spelled correctly, but some long vowel sounds, they are used but confused. So we're seeing that. We're seeing right here that she's using but confusing some of those long vowel sounds, even in some of the words that have the consonant blends. So we don't have an example of a complex consonant blend. And we don't have tons of sort of abnormal words. We have they, but again, that's really, I think, more of an oddball than anything else. So that gives you an idea of how you might go through a piece of writing using the qualitative spelling checklist, and then you would go forth, you would write, what we discovered, make an argument for where Lily is, and I would probably put her at this piece of writing here in the early within word stage, and then think about going back to the chapter that we're reading for this particular module, what sort of activities might be appropriate activities to take a child who produced a piece of writing that looked like this to move her orthographic or her spelling knowledge further. Now, another thought, if you would like, as I said, you can give both a developmental spelling inventory. Make sure that you've selected one that is appropriate for the child's age, either the primary, the elementary, or the upper grades, which all appear directly after that checklist. And you may see that you have words spelled correctly on this type of assessment, but not on this type of assessment, and vice versa. But that is entirely up to you. You really only need do one. But again, it may be of interest to you, and you may want to try a running record with a child like this too, with a book that you think is appropriate for their level, just to see what's happening there as well, and to get a clearer picture of the whole child.